Unless you've been living under a rock for the last few months, you'll know that the royal wedding between Prince William and Kate Middleton is set to go ahead this Friday. So as feel-good royal fever sweeps the nation, I've come out to spoil everyone's fun by taking a look at whether we should really be celebrating Will and Kate's big day, or actually commiserating a right royal waste of money. First up, should Friday really be a bank holiday?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we don't have enough bank holidays in this country and it's a good excuse for one.
I think that's necessary.
Why?
It's just a wedding.
It's a huge event, and it's a happy event, which is so rare these days.
Why not? Every holiday is a good one, right?
It's estimated that the royal wedding will cost the economy £5 billion by creating 2 consecutive 4-day weekends. Small businesses are especially concerned that the 3-day week could see many employees call in sick and take an extended holiday. And employers won't be the only people shelling out for William and Kate's big day, as the taxpayer will also be footing their security bill. But is this right?
I actually quite like the royal family, and I think they probably bring a lot in tourism and stuff to this country, so swings and roundabouts.
I would say that they should probably pay themselves, being that they can certainly afford it. And we're living in rough times now.
The tax that we pay is their money, right? So regardless of what the answer is, we're going to be paying anyway.
The royal wedding is set to be the biggest security event ever staged in Britain. And looking at the figures, it's certainly not going to be cheap either. Estimates for the taxpayer-funded security bill currently stand at anywhere between £20 million and £80 million, depending on who you believe. The Met Police are reportedly struggling to meet the security costs for the day because the thousands of officers on duty will earn double time for working on a bank holiday. And when you consider that one of the next largest security events ever staged in Britain, the G20 protests back in 2009, only cost us a paltry £7.4 million, you begin to get an idea of how pricey this wedding really is going to be. So with huge costs like these hitting a country still recovering from a recession, will the nationwide royal wedding celebrations really boost the economy?
It will be interesting to see how many. They're saying like all these people are going to come and camp on Clapham Common, and I know that we're all going to ignore it and go to a pub for the day, so that pub will do all right. So I'm sure it's going to have some kind of positive impact, yeah.
It seems like maybe they have contributed somewhat, because everywhere we go this week it seems to be extra busy.
Yeah, of course it will. I mean, that's why I'm getting out of London. Like, I'm not going to be here for the royal wedding because it's going to be like a whole influx of like Americans, Japanese. So I guess it's like good for tourism and stuff.
Experts are predicting that royal wedding souvenir sales are worth £26 million, while tourism will bring in £750 million and food and drink sales could top £360 million. Broadcasters are also hoping for huge viewing figures as the royal feel-good factor sweeps the nation. And monarchy-induced tourism isn't just confined to periods of royal weddings. Millions of people flock to the UK every year, eager for a glimpse of the royal life. But just as this is an all-year-round phenomenon, so is the cost to the taxpayer of keeping the royal family. So with this in mind, is the royal family good value for money?
Yeah, I quite like them. It's not really their fault they're in the position they're in, and I don't particularly envy them their lives.
Brings in a lot of tourists and stuff like that, and promotion, you know.
I've had this argument with friends before, and like the general consensus with most people is that the royal family pay for themselves in tourism alone, and like you look down this street alone, you'll find like 100 knick-knack places selling tea towels, teapots, teacups, that sort of thing. So I guess that they do pay for themselves, yeah.
According to the tourism board Visit Britain, Britain's monarchy generates well over £500 million every year from overseas tourists. But this doesn't come without a price. In the 2009-10 financial year, the royals cost the taxpayer £38.2 million, or 62 pence per person. Whatever your take is on the royals, it's undeniable that the wedding will, at the very least, give the country a bit of a morale boost. When it comes to whether we should be footing the security bill, or indeed having the day off work, I'm still not so sure. And I also think it's debatable whether any couple, even if they were royal, would really want all that attention and scrutiny on them on such an important day. I know I certainly wouldn't.